Okay, I hope you are doing good. We are going to discuss about the semantics and pragmatics, whereby we'll be looking at the two topics, that is combinatory structures and the types of meaning. In combinatory structures, there is hypotaxis and parataxis, which are the different types of syntax the ways in which sentences are structured. When we look at hypotaxis, it involves structuring sentences hierarchically, where clauses or phrases are linked in a dependent or subordinate relationship. For instance, there are these characteristics that it employs subordinate clause that rely on a main or independent clause. The relationship between clauses is defined by subordinating conjunctions. For example, because, although, when, and it establishes a clear hierarchy among clauses, with one serving as the main clause and others as the subordinate. So here we have two things, the main clause and the subordinate. For instance, she went to the market because she needed some groceries. In this sentence, there is the main clause and the subordinate. The main being she went to the market, and the subordinate being because she needed some groceries. Parataxis involves structuring sentences where clauses or phrases are linked in a coordinate, equal, or juxtaposed relationship. It connects clauses or phrases without establishing a hierarchical relationship. It's often used coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction are and, but, or, and many others, or punctuation like commas to link independent clauses. For instance, she went to the market, she bought some fruits. Both clauses here, she went to the market, she bought some fruits, are independent, and they are linked without one subordinate being to the other. Hypotaxis and parataxis represent two different ways in which sentences are constructed. With hypotaxis employing a hierarchical dependent structure are parataxis presenting clause or phrase was equal with subordination. Okay, combinatory structures are the clauses that express the process the participant can combine to express longer complex messages as you express various meanings. We're still looking at the parataxis and hypotaxis, the generals that are not restricted to the rank of the clause. We've discussed most of the things here. Then there is a hierarchy in terms of relationship in hypotaxis. These structures involve some functional relationship. Salt, sugar, and pepper all are part of spices for meal preparation. The old men, the old women, the girls and boys, the village came to witness the miracle. This involves parataxis relationship. It's logical relationship. So that's all about combinatory structure. So now we are discussing about the types of meaning. I'm sorry for the delays because I'm using my phone. So types of meaning, there are different types of meaning, that is conceptual, reflected, connotative meaning, collocative, social meaning, thematic meaning, and affective meaning. What is conceptual meaning? We need to understand their terms and go to their context for identifying the examples so that you can be able to differentiate them. Okay, in conceptual meaning, it refers to the aspect meaning which relate directly to denotation of lexical item words. Hence, it's sometimes called denotative. Why? Because it relates to the denotations of lexical item words. It is the essential idea one has in mind concerning what a word means. For instance, the meaning of the woman could be specified as woman is a human male adult, as distinction specified as follows. That is woman male adult. Boy is human male adult. Okay, we go to the next page. whereby we come across the connotative meaning. Here we are told that we may understand conceptual meaning when you contrast it with the connotative meaning. Connotative meaning is the communicative value of an expression by virtue of what it refers to over and above its purely conceptual meaning. For instance, the word woman and the conceptual meaning of human male plus adult. The connotation of a word concerns the real world experience one associates with the word expression which one uses or hears it. Conceptual meaning is an integral part of a language in the following way. Connotation is not specific to a language. It is shared by other communicative systems like visual art and music. So here we are told that it is not specific to a language. Okay, connotative meaning are peripheral compared with conceptual meaning. The first one, you are told that it's not specific. The second one, they are peripheral compared with the conceptual meaning because they are unstable. We go to the third one. It's open-ended. That is, it's interminate and open-ended. Okay, we go to the social meaning. Social meaning together with affective meaning concerns the aspects of communication which have to do with the situation in which an utterance takes place. When a piece of language conveys about the social when a piece of language occurs, for example, its style will tell us something. Its pronunciation will tell us the dialect being spoken, and its tone will tell us something of the social relationship between the hearer and the speaker. It's possible for a language that is occurring to relay some information because there is variation in language according to dialect, time, province, status, modality, among many others. Okay, moving to page 3, you're going to see other types of meaning. That is affective meaning. This is an aspect of language that communicates meaning about the speaker's feelings and attitude about the addressee or the subject of talk. This is often explicitly conveyed through the conceptual or connotative contents of words used. The tone of voice is important in conveying affective meaning. So we see there are various things that enables us to understand this thing. For instance, here the tone of the voice conveys affective meaning. Also the interjection such as oh, aha have the chief function of expressing affective meaning, and so they do not need to mediation of any other kind of semantic function. Okay, we move to the reflected and collocative meaning. They are less important types of meaning. They involve an interconnection of the lexical level of language. Reflected meaning is the meaning which arises in cases of multiple conceptual meaning. It concerns cases where one sense of a word seems to rub off on another sense. For instance, the words which have taboo meanings, e.g., words associated with the physiology of sex normally difficult to use when the subject is not sex because they will always bring the reflected meaning, that is intercourse, ejaculation, and erection. I hope that is clear. Moving to the next page, we continue to look at some of the meanings. That is collocative meaning. It consists of associations a word acquires on account of the meaning of other words which tends to occur in its environment. The additional meaning acquired through concurrence, for instance, the words pretty and handsome share the common ground meaning of good looking or attractive, but they are distinguished by the range of nouns which they are likely to occur. And the following example: pretty may occur with handsome. Handsome may occur with girl, boy, woman, flower, car, horse, among many others. handsome woman to mean fine figure and strong, dignified. We go to associative meaning. Reflected, collocative, affective, and social meaning have more in common with connotative meaning than conceptual meaning. They all have this. They all have the same. For instance, they have open-ended variable character. They lend themselves to analysis in terms of ranges rather than in discrete, either this or that terms. They can also be brought together under the heading of associative meaning. To explain communication of the levels of associative meaning, we need to employ nothing more than sophisticated than an elementary associationist theory of mental connection based upon contiguities of experience. We contrast them all with the conceptual meaning because their conceptual meaning seems to require the postulation of intrinsic mental structure that are specific to language and to human species. Okay, moving to the other page, we look at the other meanings, the other types of meaning, that is thematic meaning, which comes to be the last types of meaning. Thematic meaning concerns what is communicated by the way in which a speaker or writer organizes the message in terms of ordering, focus, emphasis. It's the meaning you perceive by looking at which aspect of meaning is emphasized by virtue of its being put on focus through ordering. Consider, for example, the sentences, Mr. Kamau donated the first prize. The first sentence is Mr. Kamau donated the first prize. In the second, the first prize was donated by Mr. Kamau. It is often felt that the active sentence 1, that is Mr. Kamau donated the first prize, has different meaning from its passive equivalent, that is the first prize was donated by Mr. Kamau. These, although they have the same conceptual contents, they have some kind of difference because of its active and passive equivalent. For instance, the question 1 answers the question, what did Mr. Kamau donate? And the second, we'll find that it answers the question, who donated the first prize? I hope that is clear. That comes to the end of our topic. If there's any question, let me know. And thank you for your time. Let's meet next time. Thank you.